My name is Christy Sizemore. When I was 39 years old, I died for 6 minutes. I grew up here in Dothan. I have 2 children, one's 20 and one's 9. I've been doing hair for 22 years. I got into competing in bodybuilding when I was 22. And so I've always worked out 5 days a week. I've stayed active. It's a kick in the gut to think you're so healthy and eat so healthy. I mean, my family has heart problems, but nobody's had cardiac arrest, sudden death. I mean, that was a first. I had a headache, and that was it. And I took one of my migraine pills, and it eased off some, and I had a meeting at the school at 9:30 because my little boy had gotten in trouble. And he was sitting beside me, and I told him, I was like, Mommy, just don't feel good. Like, my head's hurting. And I said, I might need to call your dad to come up here. So I got my phone to call his dad, and I went to lay my head on top of Jacob's head this way, and I fell over on top of him into the floor. And that's all I can remember of it.
I was in the front office, and the clerical aide said, what's going on with that lady? She's making this noise. And so I went over to her. I just, I yelled for the secretary to call 911, and I yelled, get the nurses.
We were actually state testing. We were giving a state test in the media center, and our principal came over and said, we need a lockdown. When I entered into the office with my testing materials, I saw the nurses on the floor in front of my office, and they were performing CPR at that time.
At first sight, we thought that the young lady was having a seizure. We ran upon her, and then we noticed that she wasn't responding and she wasn't breathing. So immediately, we placed her on the floor, flat surface, and began CPR. I mean, what kicked in for me was, I don't want her to die here.
She did start back breathing, and upon assessment of that, I ran to get the defibrillator, and Nurse Galloway stayed to monitor her.
Yeah, I stayed to monitor her, and while she was going to get the AED, I noticed that she stopped breathing again. Heart completely stopped. I had to start compressions again. And I mean, by this time, we're pouring sweat, tired. As soon as she gets to the floor with the AED, opening up, getting ready to do, place the probes and everything, then they said that paramedics were here.
So once our units arrived, of course, what they found was the staff performing CPR still. Because with the AED, as the AED does its work, through our training, you don't stop CPR because it's delivered in shock. You continue CPR until you see these signs of life returning. As they continued the CPR, she started having response, which was pain. She was feeling the pain of the compressions. So when someone like Christy or just anyone has bystander CPR, just chest compressions increase your survivability by 55%.
And don't remember anything else from that day until the next day when I woke up in the hospital. And I remember it felt like I'd been run over by a bus. My whole body was killing me. Like my chest, my side, everything was hurting. Well, they had to get me stabilized first. It took 2 days before they could actually go in and do a heart cath to see exactly what was wrong. And then the 3rd day is when the 4th day I got the pacemaker, the ICD.
So HeartSafe is a team effort between Southeast Health, really a lot of the community, Southeast Health, the Chamber of Commerce, the City of Dothan, especially with a fire department focus and EMS focus. And our goal is to bring our community a level of awareness to not only have people in your industry, your schools, your neighborhoods trained in it at a minimum, hands-only CPR, but also trained in the importance of the use of an automated external defibrillator, or AED, to include programs to assist you to purchase an AED and put it strategically into these facilities. We have pride in returning circulation, but we give awards for people walking out of the hospital. And ultimately, pre-hospital chest compressions are going to allow more people to walk out with a quality of life. This is how we save lives.
If I would have been at home, I probably wouldn't have made it. Because it's not like you can call 911. You don't know it's coming.